All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here on another episode of Extreme Health Radio. This one's a little different. Slightly different. We're doing a video podcast, as many of you guys can see. And it's pretty fun, huh?
How do you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not having the best hair day, but it's okay.
No?
It is kind of funny. It seems different.
Yeah, right?
But I like it.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's something that we've been telling people that we're going to be doing. And let me take these off really quick. But I'm excited. It's going to be good. Cool. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm glad we're starting out with a free-for-all, so we can kind of see how it goes without freaking a guest out.
Yeah.
That's
so what
good.
do you think we should name the studio?
Ooh, that's a question for the ages. I don't know.
Not sure, huh?
What do you think?
I don't know. Baby Bear Cub Studios?
Baby Bear Cub Studios.
No, not so much.
How about Foxy Studios?
Foxy Studios.
Little
like
Fox Studio. How cute is my mug?
You just put that on Instagram the other day, didn't you?
I did, because I think it's so cute. Let's tell people what's in what we're drinking this morning.
All right.
It's pretty good. So you've been whipping up this thing that I've dubbed it the Sweet Sassy Molassy.
Yes.
First of all, you love saying that phrase.
That's true.
But second of all, it has molasses in it, so and it's kind of sweet, so that works.
Yeah.
So
Do you want me to go everything with this in it?
Yeah, because you took the idea of bulletproof coffee and you expanded it into this wonderful concoction.
Yeah, it's a lot. Bulletproof coffee is good. Mm-hmm. I don't even know. You know what's funny with these slogans and these things that people do? Bulletproof this, bulletproof that. I don't know.
What does that even mean?
It's just branding. It's just kind of weird, you know? It's like, I don't know. But the idea of it is cool. It's another, basically for me, another way to get fat in. So I put coconut oil.
I thought you said another way to get fattened.
Fat. Well, maybe
like,
that's true.
Like the fattened cat.
Of Molech.
Yeah.
No, it's coconut oil and then the butter.
Okay.
And then I also added ghee to it. So I can't just do things. I mean, like, how are you going to have just a thing that's got 3 ingredients? So coconut oil, butter, let's see, what else? Cacao powder, honey, blackstrap molasses, stevia,
Great Lakes gelatin.
Gelatin. What else? There's
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Oh, I didn't put vanilla in this one. I forgot about it. Sea salt. What else do I put in there?
Coconut water, almond milk.
Coconut water, almond milk with the coffee to make, because we did about 3 ounces of coffee, and other than that,
It's hardly any coffee, so I don't even think we can call it coffee.
Yeah. What else did I have in there? Oh, cacao butter.
Call it coffee-ish.
Coffee-ish.
Wait, which butter?
Cacao butter.
Cacao butter, right.
And then I also put coconut butter in there too.
Did you put cacao powder? Did you say that?
Cacao powder,
and
yeah.
coconut butter.
There's only like 900 ingredients, but it tastes so good.
It's called the Sweet Sassy Molassy. This makes my whole fall.
Does it?
We've been having this heat wave. It's ridiculous, but something about it still makes me want to wake up and try it.
I know, right? Mm-hmm. It's so good. Yeah, it's super, super good. I think we posted the recipe on our Instagram, didn't we?
I think we've posted it a couple times, but I posted it this morning, the Fox mug, saying I was looking forward to it and that I would post it again later. So can you post it on the show?
What, the recipe?
Mm-hmm. Because, man, this is good.
Yeah, like in the show notes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I'll make a note of the show notes.
Nice. You know what, though? I hate to burst your bubble a little bit.
Go ahead.
But I don't know if you know, but you know, what is his name? Dr. Hal Huggins? Yeah, Hal Huggins.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I ever told you this before, but
he passed away, didn't he?
Yeah, he was at somebody's house, and he was telling a story. He offered this person offered him like coffee or tea or something in a ceramic mug, and he said, "No, thanks. If you have glass, I'd prefer glass."
Oh.
And that was because he said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, because there's this, carcinogenic properties in
it leaches something.
It leaches into the ceramic when it gets cooked and all that."
I've heard that before about certain things, and except our Extrema, the cookware we use apparently is beyond it.
That's true.
But when I bought this little Fox mug,
I even put a little note for Extrema because it's great
Fox mug.
cookware.
Okay. My little Fox mug, though, I actually thought about that when I bought it. I bet that, because it was like at a Home Goods or a Marshall's or something. Oh, getting used to this now. And I thought, yeah, I bet it's not. I rarely like to buy things now that I don't know what's in them or like what, they're not going to list everything that this thing is good or bad for.
Right.
Instead of like a $4.99 sticker on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know what? It's probably not the best, but if worse comes to worse, I'll use it as a vase for flowers for fall.
I like that.
And it was $3.99, so isn't it cute?
I love that.
So I know it's not good for me, but you know what? I like that you don't put piping hot beverages in this.
Yeah.
Like the sweet sassy molassie is only like a little, it's not at all close to like a hot coffee.
Well,
it's a warm.
Oh, that's true.
It's not too bad. So.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Where you do what you can when you can, right? I mean, it's like you can't be, this is the thing, a lot of people, it's like you can't do everything in order to, be, 100% above board with your health. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't, you drive down the street and you're getting, what is that, tire dust or whatever it's called?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Chemicals.
We live by a freeway, and you're gonna get some of that, unfortunately. But
yeah,
we do what we do, and we do the best we can.
Yeah.
I have to tell people real quick that before you introduce the show.
Yeah.
About the story of the rose oil.
Yeah, you were just telling me about that before the show.
And this morning's walk with Maggie, how cool. I'm obsessed with those new Fiats. An electric Fiat.
Oh,
yes.
I like that.
So first of all, it's funny what comes to you. Yesterday I was walking Maggie in the morning, and I was complaining. I was walking around a park kind of complaining out loud to God about how I feel like kind of the miraculous way that we've lived life recently. Miracles seem to always happen, and this crazy stuff always happens. And it seems like it's been a dry spell for a while. And I was like, where are the miracles? What gives?
Yeah.
So I was asking God, like, what gives, God? So I'm kind of talking it out. There's nobody in the park. I'm walking her yesterday morning, and I don't know. I was just like, where did the magical living go? Where did the miraculous living go and all this stuff? And I was a little bit upset about it, to be honest. So, but I was hoping that things would start turning around. And so anyway, long story short, I'm coming home and I see a license plate that I thought had a Bible verse written on it, which in reality, it wasn't even a Bible verse. It was some random number assigned to a plate. But when I looked up this verse, it was so cool. In the Bible, it talks about how, like, don't forget all the miracles God's basically performed in your life. And the whole world, for days and days in the former days, just over and over, he cannot not give miracles. It was cool. So then I thought, okay, that's cool. Like, Kate, have a better attitude. Like, think about all that has been miraculous and start being more grateful,
Right.
And so last night, totally different walk. Hours later, I take Maggie around the block, who's down here, by the way, so cute. Maybe she'll make an appearance.
Maybe she'll make an appearance.
A special cameo by Maggie Brown. Longbottom. So I'm walking back the same way I'd walked down the street, and then she took a potty break and we were coming back. And in the gutter, I thought I saw like a bottle. I saw a little glass bottle, but I thought it was like a homeopathic. Okay. Which is weird itself that I didn't stop and look. So I walked right by it, 2 houses, and I thought, you know what?
Oh, you walked by it?
I walked by it.
You didn't stop? Really?
Yeah, 2 houses. I went by it, and I thought, that's kind of weird. Wouldn't you ever see like a homeopathic remedy bottle or whatever it was laying in the gutter? And the gutter wasn't like gross, it wasn't like water going down it or anything. So I said, I'm always going to be curious. I got to go back and just see what it is, So I walk Maggie back. I pick it up, and I should probably go get it, but it's a vial. It's not a vial. It's a 5 milliliter bottle of pure rose oil from this awesome company of these essential oils. And you were just talking to your mom about rose oil and how it takes so many what do you call them? Rose heads?
Why was my mom asking about rose oil? Was she asking about rose oil, or is that something else?
I don't know if she was asking about it or you offered it up because you said they're so concentrated. Okay. And I think you were using it as an example of what it takes to make roses are one of the, it takes like, how many did you say?
It's like thousands of rose heads, not just petals, but
to make the actual.
Yeah, heads of a rose to make, what is it, like a, I don't even know how many milliliters an ounce or whatever that is.
Well, it's crazy because in this 5 milliliter bottle, there's only 2 milliliters of actual rose essential oil. So it's unopened, right? It's unopened. It's this brand. I don't even remember what it's called. I have it right here.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, can I bring it up?
Yeah, bring it up.
Okay. It's by the brand okay, hold up. Oh, shoot. I don't have the brand up. I just looked up essential oil and
what's the name of it?
I'm going to go get it. Can I go get it?
Yeah.
Real quick?
Yeah, no worries.
Hold on.
I'll just, I'll be back. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so I want to let everyone know, too, that if you guys want the show notes for this particular episode, you can do that at extremehealthradio.com/399. And I also, let's see, if you want to sign up to our newsletter list, you can do that at extremehealthradio.com/subscribe or texting the word. We're all technologically advanced here. Text the word get healthy to 33444 and you can do that too. So you get a great bonus, a great ebook that sells for $20 on Amazon. and I'll send it to you for free just for signing up.
And we wish we could send you rose oil, but we can't afford that.
Yes.
To be honest. Simpler's Botanicals Rose Absolute
Okay, let me look that up.
Essential Oil.
What is it called?
Simplers, Simplers Botanicals. Okay, so this was totally unopened, right? And I'm like, it's not a homeopathic. It's actually this essential oil. It was really weird. It was in the gutter, like, God knows how it ended up there, but... So I look it up online. It's $42. It's like really expensive.
Really?
Yeah, which makes sense.
Is that the Rose Absolute?
Mm-hmm. Like I was looking at all their other oils and everything's like $11.99, $14, some are $20. But do you see it right there?
I do. Yeah, I'm looking it up. I'm putting it on the show itself.
Oh, yum.
Wow. Yeah, look at this. Rose Absolute, $41.
I know.
What is that? Simpler's Botanicals?
Simpler's Botanicals.
Wow.
I was laughing though, and it's like as if God said to me, like, stop complaining. There's still miraculous things happening, and this is what's cool. I had also been kind of feeling sorry for myself, complaining about like I've been having a lot of uterine fibroid issues again, and feeling pretty bad about that.
Yeah.
So last night I quickly looked up what's rose oil good for, and it said like, antidepressant, antiseptic, all this stuff, good for your mood. Mm-hmm. I thought that was great. Well, this morning I bring up this site called organicfacts.net. It talks about like 15 things it's good for, but it calls it how am I going to say this? I'm going to say it wrong, but depurative. It says essential rose oil purifies the blood by helping in the removal of and neutralization of toxins. Once your blood is purified and free of toxins, you are protected from nuisances like boils, rashes, ulcers, and skin diseases, as well as more serious conditions that free radicals can cause, like cancer and heart disease. Then it goes on to say hepatic. It says this simply means rose essential oil is good for the health of the liver. Mm-hmm. This is so cool. It keeps it strong, functioning properly, and protected from infections. It also treats problems like the excess flow of bile acids and ulcers. Then it talks about it being a laxative and all this to help clear your bowels. It talks about how it helps nerves. Then it has this whole section on uterine. It says rose essential oil can take care of many feminine problems such as uterine discharge, tumors, bleeding, and irregular menses. It purifies the uterus as well and keeps it functioning properly even in advanced age, thereby delaying menopause. By regulating menstruation, it is possible to eliminate the associated problems of menstruation, including mood swings, hormonal imbalance, overeating, bloating, cramping, and excessive bleeding.
Really?
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
It does, however, on the bottle and on this other site that's not even related to it, they talk about the caution because it is so concentrated. You have to really dilute the stuff. I haven't found exactly what the ratio is, but I'm like, this is pretty cool, right?
So did you find out how to apply it and to use it? Where you put a little dab of it somewhere?
I'm going to be working on. I think you can take it internally.
Really?
Yeah. I think you have to be careful, but it says it helps protect the liver and stomach from infections. It boosts confidence and fights depression. It prevents wounds from developing infections, improves your skin. So I think you can use it. It goes on and on about what all this stuff does. Purifies blood and speeds up blood coagulation.
Really?
Hey, it helps stimulate menstruation and boost your libido.
Look at
what
that.
What doesn't the rose do?
Jeez.
Eh?
Jeez. Nothing wrong with that.
Life's a bed of roses when you have rose essential oil.
I know.
So anyway, I was pretty excited. So I just think it's kind of cool that even God takes my complaining and grumbling and reminds me and then even gives me presents, gifts in the gutter.
How rad is that?
Pretty cool. So anyway, that's all.
No, that's pretty cool.
Thanks for listening. And I will let everyone know how I use the rose oil and what kind of effects I see.
So have you ever used rose oil before?
Never.
No?
Nope.
You know who would know? Cherie. No, I've never used it, but Cherie would know.
What episode was Cherie? She's a good friend of mine. And
Cherie Baum. What episode was her? She was episode. Let me take a look here.
She would know everything. I actually thought about. I'm having a dinner party. Me having a dinner party?
Shocking, right?
Well, I actually haven't thrown one for a long time, but I'm having a women's networking dinner at our place in about 3 weeks, and I invited her, but I'm gonna have to get a hold of her before that and ask her how to use the rose oil.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, did you find her?
Let's see. I did. She was episode 248.
Okay.
Cherie Baum, Essential Oils 101.
She knows everything.
Why you should use them, how to take them, and why they're so amazing. She was in the studio for that one, right? She was.
I think, was she our first in-studio guest?
I think she was. Wow.
That cracks me up because I remember when she walked in and we had like, we had our sauna, our rebounder. Then we had like boxes of things we hadn't put away and completely white walls. Like there was no paint in here, no anything, no
Nothing.
background. Like,
Yeah.
and it was just like, hey, sit down at the, I think it was our old desk? Maybe not.
Yeah, I think it was.
But it's like, okay, here, put on these earphones and like,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
all like, okay. And I remember thinking, this is the worst looking thing. Thank God we don't have a video camera.
I know, right?
But it turned out to be wonderful. And look we've done a little redecorating.
I think she and you actually shared a mic for that one, didn't you? That was before we had a third mic.
You know what? I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you're right. And I think I had to wear these headphones and I was like, oh, she can't hear the music or vice versa.
Yeah. But that was really good episode.
That was a great.
Yeah.
You know, we got a lot of feedback from that one actually.
Yeah.
People wrote in afterward and said they really enjoyed that. And it kind of bugs me. I don't know if I should say this on the air, but it does bug me that essential oils are becoming so trendy or have become so trendy.
Yeah.
It just bums me out because I feel like I love that people know so much, and I love that I have a friend that's so like her heart is in such the right place. She's one of the people that really cares, not just about making a sale, but about, you know, not with the company she represents. I think they're awesome, but it's not all about sales to her. She really is passionate about it. But I run into so many like people that on the side they're just trying to hawk these products and just make a buck. And you know, I don't know. I just feel like the how am I going to say this? Like, what's the right wording? The sacredness of and the beauty of the oils and what they do just kind of gets lost in translation a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like that either. It's because there are people I know from high school that, you know, have nothing to do with health. They've never been involved with health. They're I don't know. It's just funny to see them involved in all this stuff, and then they get involved with essential oils, and they're having essential oils parties, and you know, it's just bizarre because it's like, you know, it's like you know, I was telling you recently about this. You know that guy Ty Lopez? I've been watching some of his videos.
Yeah, he seems like a really cool dude.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy, but he reads a book a day for people that
I don't understand.
I don't know how that's possible. But
does David Wolf do that too?
I don't
or
think
am I
so.
making that up?
No, I don't think so. I don't know anyone that reads a book a day.
Okay.
But he was talking about opportunistic opportunities in terms of business ideas and things like that, and getting into business. And you know, that's what a lot of people do, is like they're just opportunistic, whatever's hot at the time, and they're trying to get into. And then you see after a few weeks, after a few months, they're just not into it anymore.
Right.
They're not selling as much oils as they want, and you know, it's just not.
Right.
You have to have something that you're passionate about, and you have to have something that you really care about.
Oh, totally.
Like for us, we would have stopped this a long time ago.
Right. Yeah, because God knows we're not rolling in it, but it's what you're called to do. And like Cherie, she's very drawn and called to helping people with oils, and had great successes with her kids, with her family, with herself, you know. And I think that when you start seeing the effects of stuff, and you know, I hope people wake up. I hope even a lot of the people that get into the oils thinking they can just make it a side business actually are changed in the process, because they see how powerful it really all is, you know.
How many people do you know that are selling oils? Do you know a lot?
Probably know like 10.
Really?
Yeah. And the people that like you said, they're not really, most of them aren't really into health.
Yeah.
They'd go to an oil party, they get excited. I mean, and I used to sell that jewelry that was really popular, Stella and Dot, you know.
Right.
And it still is popular, but rarely is it worth all the craziness you have to go through to try to have a party and invite people and not have people like feel like they're having to go or buy things.
Well, you know what's weird too is whenever you get into those multi-level marketing things, it's so, gosh, I have such a hard time with that stuff.
I know.
Because it's like, you see it with all your friends, you know, they're taking, you know, one of your friends was trying to get you to go to, what was it, Sensi thing?
Oh gosh,
Remember that? What was that? Some sort of chemical thing that was
Sensi.
It
was an air freshener that would like plug into it was like a little pot of a candle, and it would like aromatherapize, and you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's in that stuff. Maybe it's okay. I shouldn't say I don't know if it was all natural, but I don't think it was.
Yeah.
It just made your house and your car smell really good. But yeah, somebody tried to rope me into that one.
Man, I don't know. I think with stuff like that, it's just it's opportunistic. It's people that get involved in that stuff. It's like the person who started Sensi, I could see, you know, at some point in their life, like they wanted to start a business, like they wanted to do a business, or maybe they were involved with essential oils or something as a kid. Like, remember we talked to Michelle Bardwell?
Oh yeah, she was
remember
great. Flower Road.
Yeah, Flower Road. That's right.
Right.
And And, she was involved in essential oils as a little child.
Right.
And so she sees all this essential oil stuff and she's just like, this is just crazy. All these people that don't even care about health, never heard of essential oils. Now all of a sudden they're like the number one distributor. And that's because like people just see business and they smell money and they're in debt and they want to get involved in something. But I don't know what it is. I think I think that you have to find what it is you love to do.
I think so too.
You can't just as you would say, glomp on.
Hey, don't make. My dad says glomp, so I can say glomp.
Glomp on.
That's not a word, glomp.
It's just a GLOMP.
Glomp. Glomp Studios.
Glomp Studios, yeah. We should ask listeners to give us a studio name. Yeah. Submit their best ideas.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah, that's
Let's take suggestions.
And we'll put glomp in there, but I don't think it's going to win.
GLOMP Studios. Glomp. Yeah. I like it. It has a ring to it, doesn't it?
Glomp. Yeah, I don't think that you just see a lot of people that just try to get involved with something, and you can see their heart's not in it, their passion's not in it.
Here's my other gripe, and then I'll be done.
Yeah, it's not
really a gripe because that's not a gripe. It just bums me out because I think oils are so awesome, and I just wish that more people use them for the right reasons, and some do. But I think that it's interesting, like the trends, like I was saying, oils are just kind of the trendy next thing to do. But some trends really stick. Like you think gluten-free was a trend, just like this bulletproof coffee or whatever else is going on. Yeah. But in general, most people I know that have gone gluten-free stay gluten-free.
Oh, really?
Which is actually really encouraging because that makes me think, okay, it's kind of a trendy thing. Right. Or like a juice bar. They're popping up all over the place, but chances are they're probably going to stay around because people are into juicing. People are realizing I do feel better when I don't eat gluten.
Right.
And, even if they're eating all the, we have to be careful with the not, taking gluten out because you're obviously a lot of the times just throwing in other substitutes that are worse or sugary or not worse. I don't know how it could be worse, but different. Mm-hmm. But then there's like a girl at my part-time job that I'm really good friends with now, and I love her to bits, but it's like she tried this thing called the Whole30. Have you heard of the Whole30?
No, I think you were, just from you, just I think a while ago. That's what is that again?
It's like the next, kind of, I'm not going to say diet, but like a lifestyle kind of a craze.
Okay.
It seems like, every year you have gluten-free, then you have non-GMO, and then you have paleo, and then you have this, and then you have, but yeah, that was called the Whole30, and she asked me.
I'm wondering when breatharians are going to be the hip new thing.
The whole breath.
The whole breath.
Sungazers.com.
30 breaths a day. 30 bananas a day. 30 bananas a day, 30 breaths a day.
Like someone could live off of 30 breaths.
It's the new diet craze.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if that would take off.
That wouldn't take off.
The Whole30 that was just basically eating whole foods for 30 days.
Whole foods.
It sounds totally like, oh, that's ridiculously easy. But for somebody like her who hadn't really added a lot of whole foods in her diet, she rocked it. She did the full 30 days.
So what does that mean, whole foods? Like what is that? I mean,
like you're eating unprocessed crap, basically.
I get that, but how does someone who doesn't know anything about health or nutrition or diet determine whether or not something in the store is whole foods or not, or a whole food or not?
That's an interesting point. I don't know. I think she did enough research to know what was whole food, but she basically shopped at Whole Foods. She went there and looked at red labels and been like, is this whole food? Is this not a whole food? Is this processed? Like, she did really good. She basically survived off of meats with a little bit of seasoning and vegetables and fruit.
Oh, so
cut out all sugar.
It's kind of like a paleo
except
thing,
fruit. Yeah, it's kind of paleo, but it was like a challenge, and it was like this 30-day thing, and she rocked. She lost a lot of weight. She felt really great. But again, the problem with it is it wasn't sustainable. Really? She did it for 30 days and was like, I'm never going to, how I am with fasting too. It's like you could get off and you're like, I think she said she lost like 9 pounds.
That's crazy.
Yeah, in 30 days.
In 30 days?
And she did it right. I mean, it wasn't like you're trying to lose a pound a day, or it was, she looked great. I didn't know her before when I actually started this part-time job.
Okay.
I just met her, but everybody around was like, wow, she looks really great. And she said after the first few days of feeling a little funky, you start feeling really good. Like most things, you get into the groove and then you kind of hit your new energy, You know
what's bizarre about that is like, it's funny to think because, we talk about this all the time. I mean, how toxic are people, or how imbalanced? Maybe it's not toxicity. Maybe it's just like a blood sugar balance thing or something, but it's weird to go from like, just because something is a whole food doesn't mean necessarily it's
good
healthy,
for you or healthy, right?
And so for her to have that kind of reaction after just eating whole foods, it may not even be healthy. That's pretty profound, because it's almost like probably the same kind of reaction I would have if I start doing a juice cleanse or something like that.
Right.
It's like, but that's not doing a juice cleanse. That's just eating whole foods that may or may not even be healthy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
When we were talking like on breaks and stuff at work, I'd be like, wow, so what are you eating today? Or what have you eaten? Or what are you going to eat? And she had all these options. It wasn't, I felt like mine was so restricted from having a sulfur thing and having I felt like, I'm like, oh, if I could eat what you're going to eat, I'm always going to do the Whole30. Like that's a lifestyle. Yeah. And she agreed. She's like, yeah, you're right. It's like a lifestyle. It's not a diet per se. But she did, unfortunately, she did really good the first like week afterward. And then it was like, she was like the ice cream queen and cupcake queen before this.
Really?
Like tons of just sugar. And she seems to kind of be going back. I introduced her to the Hail Mary Miracle Tart, however, and she loves them. Like she actually bought us out at our local store.
Oh,
we went
she?
to go get a Miracle Tart. Remember one time? She was staying at our house with Maggie when we went on vacation.
Yeah.
And we went down to get the chocolate mint Miracle Tarts. Gone. That's because she had gone right after like coming to meet Maggie and learn the ropes.
No
She
way.
and her boyfriend went down and bought them out. And then we went there.
How many did they buy?
Oh, there was like 3 left, but they bought them. And so I go, gosh, I'm so sorry I couldn't stock the freezer with Miracle Tarts for you. And she's like, I said, we went and they were all out. And she's like, oh, like,
when did you
probably
go?
Us. Yeah. 10 minutes before you did.
Wow.
But she's, she still likes those. Like I introduced her to some healthier options that she's so excited about. Like even those Jackson's Honest Company potato chips.
Oh yeah.
Like they have 3 ingredients. And if you're going to eat sweet potato chips, they're the best, I think, out there. They have sweet potatoes, coconut oil and Himalayan sea salt or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
But it's not like, sometimes it's like, you can't expect somebody to do a 30-day challenge and then make it a lifestyle. It's like, I always love your whole, did you hear it from David Wolf, your whole subtraction by addition?
Oh yeah.
Just keep encouraging people to add things in instead of take things away because, she was mowing candy bars the other day when somebody came back from a Halloween party at Disneyland. And, if it's not, and that's fine. Like there was no judgment, but I thought, I wish that, after having such a life changing experience with your diet, I don't know, I was like, oh gosh, how sad. I hope she still craves that kind of stuff. Like there's got to be a more sustainable way to do it than these like trendy
30-day cleanses
kind of binge
or 30-day
cleanses
things.
or diets.
They're good. It's cool that someone, that age and young is doing these things and they're aware of this kind of stuff.
Oh,
but,
totally.
there's got to be some more sustainable way of doing it, I think.
Don't you?
Yeah.
I know. But to be 25 and realize how much, I guess I forget how much people don't know and how much I still don't know, but a lot of people don't know anything. It's like you said, what's a whole food? How do I know if I'm eating whole foods? What do I need to cut out to have a whole food diet?
Right. Well, she's doing better than I was at 25. When I was 25,
I remember.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I brought you a whole box.
Who brought it for me?
I brought them. The whole box, a whole giant box of soft baked, fresh, warm chocolate chip cookies.
For my 26th birthday?
I think there was 26 of them, and you ate them all in one sitting, pretty much. But anyway, no judgment.
No judgment.
I'm just bringing up a memory.
I'm just simply bringing up something that happened in the past. That was.
No, but I know what you mean. Like I didn't think about that. I didn't think about it till I got sick.
Yeah.
In my 30s, like at 25, I was just going out eating pasta and drinking wine. Like.
Yeah. Well, you know what's so too is I've gotten to a place. I don't know if listeners have gotten to this place, but and I don't know if you have gotten to this place where I don't know. I'm so not judgmental about anything people eat anymore.
No, I'm not
like
either.
when I first got into this kind of thing, it's so life changing. You start realizing that food affects disease and cancer, and it's like, what you're telling me that the food that I eat actually determines whether or not I get cancer? Like. I was always under the impression that, for those that know the story, my mom had cancer, and I was like, oh, it's a genetic thing, and I maybe I'll get it one day. I saw what my mom went through, and I'm like, dude, there's no other choice but chemotherapy and radiation. I'm just scared to death of going through that. Yeah. That was my mentality.
Yeah, I bet, because you're like playing roulette. Like, I might get it, I might not.
And the fact that my mom had it, it was in our genes, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so, but now it's like, I changed my diet, and then I got into raw food and David Wolf and all this stuff, and I was just learning a lot of stuff. And I just was learning stuff that, like, not only can you prevent cancer with your diet and lifestyle, but you can also, you can also reverse it if you have it. And I was like, whoa, this is just like, how come I've never heard this before? It's so groundbreaking. And then for probably about a good few years, I was just really judgmental of people,
Did you think you were at the time, or?
I've always been really kind of like a let everyone kind of do their own thing, whatever it is they want to do kind of guy.
Because you seem like that. So that's funny that you were.
Yeah. But in my head, I was like, dude, if you keep eating like that, like you're going to get cancer. You're going to get a heart attack or something's going to happen, you know?
While you indulged in the entire box of
No, that was
28
after.
cookies?
That was after. Because it was, I was 27 when I
Oh,
learned
okay. I
that.
thought you were
So
talking prior. Okay.
I bought myself a year there.
The year of death.
The year of death.
But you didn't know it.
But yeah, I went through a long time, and I don't know if you did. Did you go through a time where like you would judge family members and people?
Yeah, I think even until a year ago, I would still, it's still hard not to be honest, to not go there in your head and be like, oh man, they don't know what they're doing. But it's not more of a, oh, they shouldn't be eating that. It's more of like a sadness. Like now it's really morphed into like, oh, that sucks. Like I hope they don't pay for that as much as some people do.
Yeah.
But I realized I did change because the girl at work, she, after the week of kind of easing out of the diet and still doing pretty good, like I said, another girl brought all these candy bars from Disneyland and she was mowing one of those and I saw her kind of like sneak by and hide it. And she's like, I'm not eating anything, and kind of like made a joke.
Yeah.
And I go, what is it you're eating? And she's like, oh, like a Kit Kat bar or something.
Right.
And she goes, I know I shouldn't be. And it's funny how people offer that up.
But this was the girl that was not involved with the cleanse, right?
No, it's just that. This is her, the one who just did the whole 30.
Oh, okay.
And this is like a week later. So she's like slowly going back into her old things. And, she was like kind of like joking, like, I know I shouldn't be. And I realized so many people do that. They'll be like, oh, I know I shouldn't be eating this, but. And then they feel like they need to say that to you.
Right.
And instead I'm like, no. I'm like, I hope you enjoy that Kit Kat bar. Honestly, I go, I know it's not the best. We both know it's not the best thing for you. But I go, you might as well actually be thankful for it. If you're gonna eat it, like love eating it.
Right.
I'm really all about that. I'm like, if you're going to have that glass of wine and you shouldn't be, like, at least enjoy it. Like,
I know, right?
Your the way that your body will assimilate to kind of rally around that
Totally.
and that attitude is so much better than being like, I shouldn't be eating this and feeling guilt the whole time you're eating it.
Yeah, that's such a big problem, man. People and their guilt.
I do it. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I do it. I eat pretty clean, but even when I feel like I eat a little too much natural sugar, I beat myself up, or that occasional glass of wine that I still think upsets and inflames my gut, I really beat myself up. But I thought, good reminder. If I can remind her, I need to remind myself.
Yeah, because I think we need to get off of this sort of Naziized, this Nazi like trip where we're just judging everybody, and you know what I mean? It's like,
who are we to be the food police is my whole thing. Like, why are we policing people's food? We care about them, but I think most people come from like a pointed finger, like you're doing something wrong, you suck, you're going to die. Like, that's not a good way to approach. Why do we care? We care about people because we don't want them being sick, but why are we all like pointing fingers at people?
I know. It's really weird. And I think it's like when you're young, you're not necessarily, I mean, we're young, but it's like, I don't know, when you're really young, like you're not necessarily aware of what certain beliefs about other people mean and how they affect you, okay, so what happens? So let's say you have a family member that you just love to death. Like this is funny. This actually happened with me. Remember when I told you the story of when I was 12 or 10, my friend Adam.
Your friend. Oh, yeah.
Dude, this is before I was 10 years old. And my friend Adam, his dad was way overweight. And he had one of those stomachs that was like this, those stomach that men have that are like
pregnant bellies. Yeah, like hard, rock hard.
Yeah, it was rock hard. And Adam, my friend, would beg with him because his dad would eat like ice cream and drink like beer and stuff, and then like at 10 o'clock at night and then go to bed. And he was just this overweight guy. And my friend Adam, he would cry. Like he would cry and tell his dad, if you eat this, you're going to die. You're going to die,
At 12 years old.
Yeah, at 12. And I remember being at his house and my friend Adam was just bawling, crying because he loved his dad and his dad just wouldn't listen to him. But you realize like...
And?
Well, the story's not so good. This guy went into surgery and had a heart attack and died on the table.
So actually his worst fear did come true.
Yeah. But really, it's like, you think about it, like we're older, we're not 12 years old anymore. So we have our family member, a friend, a wife, a husband who's just not interested in anything that we're interested in at all, right? And why do we want to... So we want them to see the world the way we see the world. And it's got to be hard. I mean, you and I are we're so blessed to have each other because we are so similar. But
yeah, really rare.
Yeah, but like, so you have a family member that you're concerned with. Maybe they've had cancer or something. and they're continually eating sugar or smoking. Let's say they have lung cancer.
Or taking a prescription drug.
Yeah. And they're continually.
Or vaccinating.
And so it's like, let's go through each one of those things. Okay, so you're worried that they're going to die a premature death. And then, okay, so then what does that mean? So maybe one of your worst fears is, having to take care of them during the time that they're taking chemotherapy or radiation. And then on top of that, then you're going to be sad that they're gone. Like, if you face all the fears before they happen, it's easier to just sort of let go of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Like, if you face those fears, it's almost like just let people be people, let them drink their beer and go to bed. Let them do what they want to do. Let them enjoy their life. And who are we to say that, the only way we would know if someone were going to be better off eating the way we eat is to make two of them and have them one eat horrible and one eat really great, and then have them,
right,
live side by side to each other,
Yeah, that would be a really hard experiment with the same exact stress levels, with the same, I mean, there's just no way. I wish you could clone people and try an experiment, but.
Because it really comes down to like letting go, doesn't it?
Comes down to letting go of everything. I had that exact thought this morning when I was getting ready.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like kind of curling my hair a little bit, and I thought, wow, everything is about letting go. Like, I've been thinking a lot lately, like, okay, ever since we started the show, we've been talking about like, it's, we want to have kids and move on with our family and stuff. And yet I keep having all these health challenges, and the fibroid area has been really acting up again. And I thought at some point I even have to let go of all that. It's like, I want everything to be completely fixed before I go into a pregnancy, because I feel like I want to feel great. Who doesn't want to feel great?
Right.
And that's a great goal. But I'm also 37 years old, and that's young. I'm
right.
37 revolutions around the sun, thanks to Adam Bergstrom.
Assuming there are things like planets and round balls right. flying through space.
But that's neither here nor there.
That's
thoughts for another day.
A topic for another show. Of the flat Earth conspiracy.
Right, that is. I'm going to write that down.
Flat Earth clues. Take a look at that. I don't know if I believe in the flat Earth, but I just find it really fun to.
I find it really fun too. It's
to kind of look into.
You dragged me into your weird world.
I did, but yeah.
But I thought, at some point you have to let go. Like I thought, if that's going to cause, you hear all these nightmare stories about people with fibroids and how, like they go into labor at 5 months, or they have all these problems and they're, they miscarry, and and it's like your mind will get filled with every bad story you've ever heard or read or seen.
Right.
And it's like at some point, I can't promise that if I had everything, quote, perfect, that my body would hold a baby anyway. Like, who am I to even,
right.
You have to let go of everything. And I thought, well, it just was such a good reminder. Sometimes it just hits you that you really have no control. Like, you say that and you sometimes feel it, but then you still kind of think you do. But I was just reminded again, like, no, I have to let go of that too. I have to let go. Whatever baby is meant or not meant to be, like, I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
let go of being healed, what I think is healed, before I proceed with other things in my life. But.
Yeah, what is that quote? Like, let go, not let go, let God.
That is a quote. That's a bumper sticker.
These generalized platitudes are so funny.
Let go, let God.
What is it? Do what is it? Like, do the best you can, let God take care of the rest.
Oh.
Or whatever.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Like, do everything you can do.
Right.
But then.
Because it's foolish not to. Like.
Yeah, it's it's foolhardy, because you see like people that do 1% and they leave the 99 there on the table, and they just expect God to do everything else. Like, why not do 99%? Do it and have trust, and then let whatever it is you can do, 80%, 90%, and then let the rest go.
Yeah, totally. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is you are foolish to not do your part, because this vessel is all we have down here. And
right.
But yeah, I mean, at some point you're never going to be satisfied with anything, know?
You ever think about like how people, like why are we all in this whole dietary thing? Like the other day I was walking Maggie, and I was just thinking, like, why am I in this field? Why do I care about what I eat? And then I was just thinking about, it's so strange. Like, why am I even doing this to begin with? Like,
interesting. What did you come up with?
Well, I think it was fear.
Was it?
Because I want to be able to control my life. I want to be able to control whether or not I get cancer. I want to control whether or not I have a lot of energy. I want to control, like, I don't judge you on anything you eat. You could eat something really bad. I don't really judge anybody anymore, but I guess maybe deep down, very deep down, I want you to eat well so that you'll live a long time, and so that we'll be old together and all this stuff. I just want to control everything. And then I think the reason why I want to control everything is probably just fear. You know what I mean?
I think everything roots back to fear. Mm-hmm. We've said that before. I mean, everything, what do we say? I mean, we didn't come up with this by any means, but like everything's either rooted in fear or love.
Right.
So you're one or the other. And that boils down to everything that we do and the way we see life. It's true. It's fear or love.
Right.
And most things are fear. I mean, I choose fear most of the day without even meaning to. And
yeah, it's weird how you choose fear and you don't even know that you're choosing it. Like your subconscious reason for doing some life's work. Like I feel like this is my life's work to help people understand, diet, nutrition, live better lives and grow spiritually and personal development, that kind of stuff. But you realize that maybe even something that you feel like is your life's work is based on fear. Because what do I care if no one listens to me and everyone dies of cancer? And then let's say I'm the last person on earth and I live, let's say I take care of myself and I live another, what am I now, 39? So
you outlive David Wolf?
Yeah.
Who's going to live to be 3,000?
Yeah. Like
you live to be 3,000 in 1 hour.
Yeah. He drops dead.
Got you.
Then I drop dead and then I win. No, but let's say like I live the rest of my life, just on the planet with no one around, and I live for another 200 years. It's a worse fear. Like how sucky would that be?
Right.
But it's like, why am I trying to control everything? Why am I trying to, if everyone else didn't listen to us, and our family members die of cancer and they go through chemotherapy and radiation, and they just, the last year of their life is just horrible. Like what's the lesson for me? You know what I mean? Like why? I don't know. It's just an interesting question.
What started making me really question all that was when we had Dr. Ed Park on our show.
Oh yeah.
He came in the studio and he's doing some interesting work with telomeres, and wasn't it like the extension of the telomeres are allowing people, if you can extend these telomeres, you're able to apparently live longer and be younger and look younger and extend life. It's quite interesting. Do you know what episode that is?
Yeah, that was episode, let's take a look here, 3. Let me scroll down on this a little bit.
This is interesting.
I can actually bring this onto the show. 313.
Okay.
And by the way, just as an aside, the other episode with Michelle Bardwell was episode 255.
Great, thank you.
And that was a great episode on essential oils.
That was a great episode.
255. And this one with Ed Park is 313. But what were you saying about extending telomeres and all that?
I found that interesting. It was like the first time when I thought, I mean, you and I had a lengthy conversation after he left.
Right.
Well, we were talking about like, yeah, would we want to live to be, would we want to extend life to 200 or 150 or what would we do? And would we want to if our family members didn't, if our kids didn't decide to take...
and what would that mean?
What would that mean?
Yeah.
It started, I think we talked about that for hours. It was like this lengthy conversation of, would we really do this? It sounds great because you think, of course I want to take that. I want to live a lot longer, but...
But then what if your friends and family don't?
Right. And what if you stop it? What if you decided you wanted to and I did and then I stopped it, but you still wanted to live on? I mean, it's just, I don't know, at some point, I think it's really cool that we have the science to be able to like experiment around with these things.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't know. I agree. I'm like, well, if I have my purpose in this life and I'm fulfilling my purpose, then I'm kind of okay with that. It's kind of like how we were talking about, I think on the last Free for All, if a giant asteroid hit the earth and yet everyone's trying to run and like hide in these rocks and not get the acid rain killing them or the whatever, it's kind of like, well, to emerge from that, why would you want to? Like, what is left for you at some point?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just makes you think about everything and control and like, what are we really trying to get at by controlling this thing and surviving just to survive? I mean, I don't know.
I know.
Makes you think.
I mean, when I was at your parents' house the other night, everyone was eating, just the most garbage food, if you want to put a label and things like that on food. But it was like, the most garbage food. And I really was kind of proud of myself. But I don't know. Is that ego? Whatever. It's just weird. Like, but I was just from an egoic perspective, I was just proud of myself because I really didn't care what people ate.
Yeah.
We had some organic free-range chicken and a salad. And
we do tend to
paleo thing.
Right. And we do tend to travel with our own food. It's bizarre, but we do it because we value it.
And it's like it's hard because certain things will come up in your consciousness. Like, okay, well, if they keep feeding their kids this type of food, their kids are going to be sick. And, when their kids do get sick, you think, well, of course, because, you're feeding them horrible food. But at the same time, it's like, what are you going to, why are you trying to control that? What does it really, really matter?
Right.
When it comes down to it.
Right. I know. But I think, I don't know. I think every parent wants to do the best for I don't think any parent would intentionally, a few, very small few would actually intentionally harm or not protect their kids and want them to live long, healthy lives. But
yeah, I mean, it's good to, feed your kids good food and to encourage other people to do well. I mean, and eat good food. That's what we do.
Right.
But at some point too, it's like you also got to kind of let go, I think, and not worry and just accept what it is that life or God's going to give to you through that,
We talked about that a lot with Jess Ainscoe, the wellness warrior. And I thought you brought up a really interesting point about her, because when did she pass away? Was it spring?
February of last last February. Yeah, 2015.
It's, we thought, what was she, 20? Was she even 30?
29.
29.
Yeah.
And we're thinking that's just too young. Everybody was thinking that was too young. But then you brought up this whole conversation again. It turned into a lengthy conversation about what is too young? What are we promised? Nothing.
Right.
What do we hope for? Everything. But if we came here and we had a purpose and we fulfilled that, then kind of what's the point of hanging on, taking up space on the planet? I mean, that sounds horrible, but if she came to do, which she does seem like she came to do, this very specific work for a very specific point in time, and she fulfilled it, she would have probably wanted to obviously fulfill a ton more, but she did it. So it's kind of like, well, I mean, if we do what we're here to do and God puts us here to do, then isn't that what it's all about? It
seems like it's kind of like a merging between two lessons. One is coming down to the earth to do the work that you're supposed to do, and then learning whatever lessons you're supposed to learn. And I wonder if when those two sort of parallel roads collide and intersect each other, I wonder if that's when you die, because you've done the work that you're supposed to do, and then sometimes maybe someone does the work they're supposed to do, but they don't learn all their lessons. So they could live to 70, 80, 90, and then it's like, okay, well, time to go.
Wow, that's an interesting concept.
But then if you learn your lessons and do the work you're supposed to do, maybe it's like, well, why stay? Because you came exactly for what you were here for,
Right. I don't like to think of people as taking up space on the earth, because that sounds horrible. I think that...
Unless you're the Illuminati.
Or Justin Bieber. But
yeah.
I don't really care for him, but...
That's okay. That's not...
However, he is going to be in the New Zealander, so I'm going to give him a shot.
We'll give him a shot.
We'll give him a shot. Yeah, I mean, I don't like to say, people are just taking up space on the planet, but I would like to think that if I'm not contributing to society and having a purpose, then I mean... Because we're all here to love. And so obviously loving is a purpose. If you have a family that you love, there's a purpose in encouraging the people around you and loving. And that might be your only purpose, and that's fine.
Right.
But how many people do you think actually live a purposeless existence? Do you think there's many?
That live a purposeless? Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. Well,
truly don't have a purpose in life?
I mean, what if their purpose is to live a purposeless existence?
I know.
That's weird. But what if...
But what if that's the lesson you're supposed to learn, especially if you believe that you have more than one life?
Yeah.
Maybe you were supposed to come here and have that sloth life so that the next one you'd be super I failed that royally. If you do come back, you'd be like, well, I'm going to charge through this life. And then... That's
true.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's so hard to figure out. I was reading a book a while back called, what is it called? Not the Compound Effect. I just finished that the other day.
I want to hear about that.
I put it on our Instagram.
Carolyn Mace.
Carolyn, is it Mace?
Mm-hmm.
Sacred Contracts.
That's right.
And I put a YouTube video about it, and it's just an interesting idea, because she talks about how
you made a YouTube video about it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And she talks about how, we all, before we come to this earth, decide whether or not we're going to be interacting with certain people, and we come with other people so that we can kind of, as a group, learn lessons and be a teacher for other people. And
what does she base this off of? Besides her own opinion, because I know she's so scientific.
Yeah, she bases it off of all kinds of ancient texts and lore and all that kind of stuff, and ancient societies and their writings and stuff like that. But
okay.
I mean, I don't know how they know either, but
Right.
You know, there's that verse in the Bible that says, before I created you in the womb, I knew you,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting. People, you know, Christians will say, oh, no, that God's not talking about reincarnation there. He's talking about like, he knew of you, you know.
Right.
But I think the text says like, he knew you.
There's still a book I'm sorry, we'll go back to your books, but I'm still dying to read it. You got it for me last Christmas, called Reincarnation in Christianity.
Oh, have you not read that?
It's really heavy. I've tried a few times and I feel like I'm reading like what do you call that? Like a dissertation.
Really?
Like it is gnarly,
Really?
but it looks, I mean, if I can get into it, I know I'm going to love it. It's just like getting behind the first chapter.
All that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but it's just interesting because, you know, she talks about like there's this like river of forgetfulness that she talks about. And whenever a new soul is born, they drink from this river of forgetfulness. So you forget about your past life, or you forget about your spiritual, whatever it was, whatever the heck you were doing in the universe before you became a person or were born.
I was a unicorn. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Whatever that is, you drink from the river of forgetfulness, so you forget everything. And I think she talks somewhere in there about like how dreams are like a small little sliver of like reclaiming something that you would chosen to forget before you got here. You know, weird stuff.
Is she actually saying it's like a real river? I'm like, is that literal, or you're like taking your fox cup?
Yes, please.
I'll toast to that, forgetting everything.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that she references like text of other cultures and civilizations that mention this thing.
The river of forgetfulness.
It can't be a real river. I doubt it, you know. But interesting though.
That's interesting though. Is it like something physical? I wonder, like in Matrix, where he's like, you take the red or the blue pill, like take one, and you're like, okay, I'm choosing, and you actually do something that alters your. I mean, I wonder what it is like.
That's weird, huh?
Because you hear in the Bible, like, drink from the river of life, or do like, there's all this like, but is it real? Like, I don't think there's a real river of life. I mean.
Yeah, well, isn't that what Ponce de Leon was all about, trying to find the
fountain of youth.
Fountain of youth, yeah, of immortality and all that.
That's interesting, because that was always portrayed as a real fountain. Like,
was it?
Have you seen that movie Tuck Everlasting?
No, but I've heard about it.
That was my favorite book growing up. I read that
Really?
in 4th grade. It was one of the first like chapter books
Really?
that I read after you go through like Frog and Toad, and they're like this big letter. But I read Tuck Everlasting. Our teacher read us Tuck Everlasting, and then I read it again. And they made a movie. One of my favorite actors, Alexis Bledel, who was a Gilmore Girl.
Oh, was she in that?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah, it's great. She was also in the horrible Traveling Pants movie that I thought was horrible. But it's neither here nor there.
No judgment. No judgment. I'm sure, Alexis, if you're listening, that was a good try.
I hope she listens.
It was a good freshman try.
The old freshman try. No, but that movie is really interesting. The book is great, and it's all about a family who decides to drink from it, and it's a trip. They all drink from it.
What is it? River, Fountain of Youth?
Yeah, it's like a fountain, a river. They've unlocked, they found the Fountain of Youth basically, and they're all from like a different time period. They all drink it, and they live and they live and they live and they live. And it's like one of them falls in love with her character and wants her to like drink it so that they can be in love and be together.
Oh, like Romeo and Juliet kind
of thing.
Yeah.
So you can grow, you can live forever with me. But it goes through that whole, wow, what would you do if you could live forever? But yeah, it's represented as a physical water. So I think, wow, like what's actually physical? Like I wonder what Carolyn Mace meant by that. Like I wonder what actually, if that's true, what are you doing to morph into that new state?
I know, right? Yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, I don't know what I think about reincarnation and all that, but I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Our souls. How could our soul have been created? That's the weird thing, you know. I mean, how could our soul have been? How could our personality have come in to this body at the time? Like, where if our soul is invisible and it's sort of in, it's not physical in any way. How could it have been created?
Right.
Like, what was it created? It can't be created from physical matter.
It's like trying to think about where did God come from when you were a kid and you had that first, I mean, I remember the first time I thought about, well, who created God? And it becomes this like mind-blowing dialogue in your head.
Right.
Do you remember that? When you're like, but wait, and you're like,
who created God? What? I don't understand.
Yeah, wait, how could God? Yeah, it blows your mind when you really start thinking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it's that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
You know what was weird though? I don't know if I've told this on a show, but I know I mentioned over a year ago about my old boyfriend, fiance before you, who actually unfortunately committed suicide. But I had a dream. I have a lot of dreams where people who have passed away or over, or whatever you want to say, come back and they'll tell me stuff. And it's usually messages for other people. Like when one of my best friends, dad's passed away within a week, he came to me in my dream and said, go to her and tell her like I'm okay. Like he went to me because I was her best friend and closest to her.
Wow.
And so I've had a lot of these people kind of visit me and give messages, and I don't know, I didn't realize it was kind of a gift until recently. But I had this dream about him, and I thought he would have visited me a lot quicker after he had died, but I think it was like 6 or 8 months went by. And I remember being, I think I've told you this, and I still haven't journaled about it because I don't know how to like get its essence down on paper, but I want to. It was this dream. I was sleeping, but it was so real, of where his soul essence was like embodied in this light being. It's like I was working at my old salon in my dream, and he came in the door and I recognized him, and I was like, oh, that's him.
But you recognize him not as a person?
No, he was still a person at that. Like I saw him. And then it was weird, like I knew it was him in a physical form, but then I walked out of the door and then he became this like light being. I'm not kidding, it was like this light. And we walked down the street and I saw him for everything that his soul was. His body completely vanished, but it was like I knew it was him more than I knew it was him by looking at him.
Wow.
And it was like he was this glowing ball, and it was like when you think of the chakras, it was like this illuminated ball. And it was weird. We were walking in the dream. We were walking down the street to the gym where you were working out. And I was like, I can't wait to introduce you to like my husband who I ended up with. Like, and there was that was weird in itself.
Because why would you want to?
because he was the soul who like, there was no weirdness. There was no him, no I, no past, no like bad blood, nothing. It was just
an understanding of goodness.
Everything was good. Yeah. And I saw him. Everything was good. And who he was good, no matter the horrible things that he probably did on this earth, like in his physical form. He was just this perfect being. And it's like, wow, like that was the first glimpse I'd ever had of like what a soul, like what your soul had to be like without
so what it
a
looked
physical
like
embodiment.
In the dream, it was like a ball of light kind of thing?
Yeah, he was this like illuminated ball. And as I'm walking down the street, it was like floating next to me. And it was like, I can't describe it, but he was more him than he had ever been in his real life.
That's weird. So you sort of knew more of his personality in that sort of in the dream.
It's like I saw him. Like I saw through like all the crap that we put on our crap suits. Like we put on this bodysuit, and that's not even like, it confuses everybody. Because he even did some gnarly things in this world. Like he did some really bad things.
Right.
But none of it was like, that was just his suit. Like it was like it was so hard to describe, but he was this perfect version of what he had started out as, and he returned to. It was minus all the crap that it didn't matter or whatever. Like none of that mattered anymore. Like it didn't matter what he did or didn't do in that lifetime that I shared with him when he was here on Earth. Like it didn't matter what happened to him. He was just perfect and he was whole.
Wow.
It was strange. And then as we walked in, this was funny, as we walked down. So was this
a couple days or like really soon after he died?
No, it was like 6 or 8 months.
Oh, really?
And I always thought, because all the other people that had visited me in my dreams were pretty quick, within a month or two. And I thought, wow, I just don't think I don't think he's going to come visit me in my dream. Like, and I wanted it because I kind of wanted a little bit of closure with that.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he came, and you can't will someone into your dream. It's weird. Have you ever tried?
Well, I've tried to have dreams. I try to control all that and have lucid dreams.
Lucid dreaming.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah. I can't control him either.
No.
And I prayed and prayed and prayed that I would have some kind of closure with him visiting me in my dream. And it's like all this time went by and he finally showed up, but it wasn't the way I thought it would be. And it wasn't anything that I could have dreamt. I mean, it felt more real than anything that in this life. So
what did you have in terms of like an interaction with him? Did you leave him with something, tell him something, ask him something or anything?
No, we walked down the street to meet you at the gym.
No way.
And then the dream ended. It was like, oh, I didn't even get to introduce. And I woke up. I think I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. And it was like, that was it.
Wow. That's bizarre.
But yeah, like who are we? Like who are we and who are we after and who are we before?
I know.
Like you're right. Who creates a soul and where does your soul reside? If it's God who creates your soul, I mean, have you just always been? Have you always just been like God's always been? if you believe that. Like,
yeah, how could that be? I mean, how could we have always been? But it seems like we would have had to have always been. Maybe that's why people, people say, oh, we are God and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what they mean. Like we all sort of are part of some
eternal
non-physical thing. I don't know. It's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It was the coolest vision dream I've ever had.
Wow.
It was awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, do you mind if I go to the bathroom real quick?
Sure.
We'll just leave this going.
I am going to read, can I read our featured Amazon orders for May?
Read away. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Okay. So this is what we had for May. I think it's fun to read some of these stuff that people order. It's just really cool. Someone ordered the 31-day home cancer cure, which is awesome. We had an order for Purity Farm Organic Clarified Butter Ghee, a 13-ounce 3-pack, which is awesome. We use it all the time when we make all of our different kinds of sweet, sassy molasses and other things. But that was really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We don't know who orders anything, so it's all like, we'll never know. So if we read anything embarrassing, which we hope we don't embarrass you, but no one knows. Somebody ordered Great Northern Popcorn Organic Yellow Gourmet Popcorn. Awesome. That was cool. So those are the top 3 orders for May that we thought were pretty cool from Amazon that just kind of caught our eye. And then I'm also going to read the latest iTunes reviews. This is pretty cool. This was posted by Downhill Stroke from the United States on October 7th, 2015. And they titled it Journey to Health. And they said, I really love the guests on this show and the range of topics they cover. Kate and Justin are married and the hosts of the show. They are just trying to learn all that they can to have better health, just like me. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just read the first review. Second review on iTunes.
Nice. I love it.
Great and down-to-earth show. October 5th, 2015 by Earthman Surfer from Germany.
Earthman Surfer.
That's great.
I love that.
Wrote, this health podcast gives many perspectives on the issues that we all face and offers a variety of perspectives and experts to address our concerns. It is also quite entertaining, not just a bunch of science. Yes, we got word entertaining. The duo/couple are great together and really communicate a variety of topics very well. Thanks, guys.
That's awesome.
Earthman Surfer and Downhill Stroke.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, I'm really stoked.
That makes my day.
Yeah, I love
Thanks,
it when people
guys.
leave reviews like that. It helps us. I don't know, people don't realize, but it helps us a lot.
Right.
Because people are constantly on iTunes in the store looking around for stuff. And when a podcast gets a lot of reviews, apparently and ratings and all that stuff, and subscribers through iTunes, it really helps the people that are putting on the podcast.
The good people.
Yeah, the good
people pay attention. I love, there are some not nice reviews that everyone gets, but mostly we get pretty positive ones. And
yeah, totally.
It makes you feel really good. It makes you remember why we do what we do.
I know, right?
Now I'm going to take my turn and go potty.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I wanted to actually go and tell everyone about just a couple things about what the show is sponsored by, because as many of you guys know, we aren't running any commercials anymore, and so I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the sponsorships for today's show. Today's show is sponsored by Sir Thrival. So if you go down to the bottom of our website, and let me go over there right now, and if you click on the bottom of the website, let me go over there, and you click on Sir Thrival, and you can find out, it's really cool. They've got some really, really great products. And let's see here. You go over there and you can get pine pollen and colostrum, which are just incredible. The pine pollen, I take both of those, the colostrum as well. Incredible products. Colostrum helps build immunity, and it helps to just really nature's first food in terms of what people are, the breast milk from the mom, the colostrum. It's real colostrum, and it smells like milk, and it's just amazing. Great for building protein and amino acids in the body and building your immune system. So if you go over there and and check it out, you can get the colostrum, you can get the pine pollen. Pine pollen is really great for hormones. Really, really cool stuff over at Sir Thrival. Go check them out if you can through our link. Go to the bottom of our website and you can check that out and check out what they got going on at Sir Thrival. Daniel Vitalis is just a great guy, and I love what he's doing over there at Sir Thrival. And the other product that I want to talk about too is the Barf World product, and that is a really, really interesting product. If you click on the link on our at the bottom. You can check out. We did a couple shows with Robert Mueller over at barfworld.com. Not so interesting name, Barf World, that he's got. But if you guys are looking for really great products for your dog, I would highly recommend looking into Barf World if you can. They've got chicken, they've got beef, they've got lamb, they've got combinations of all this stuff, and it includes the innards of the animal, the organ meats, and it includes the bone. And speaking of dogs, let's see if we can bring Maggie Brown Longbottom in over here.
Ready?
Yeah, there she comes. There she is. Little Maggie.
Little what do you have to say?
She doesn't have a whole lot to say right now.
Is that so?
She's so bored.
You got to
She's so bored. But anyway, if you guys are really interested in some really great products for your dog, I would highly recommend going over to Barf World. At the bottom of our website, we've got some links for products that we are really, really interested in. So check that out if you can.
And Maggie thrives off of it. She loves it.
She does.
You love Barf. No, it's a great product. I was reading what was in that yesterday. We've been feeding her it for over a year now or whatever, but they get all kinds of kelp and certain vegetables and stuff, eggs. I mean, she can't stop yawning. You sound like E.T.
Sounds like E.T.
You do. But she thrives and her coat is really shiny and she's one happy puppy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's good.
It's really good stuff. So yeah, go over to Barf World. Go to the bottom of our website. You can check out some of that stuff if you're interested. So you just read a couple of those reviews. Is that what you did?
I read a couple reviews, and I read also what the top 3 featured Amazon orders for May.
Nice. I like that 31-day home cancer cure. That looks
pretty cool, right?
Yeah, right?
Have you ever heard of it before?
I had not, no.
Pretty cool.
Hey, how about organic popcorn?
Oh, I know. I applauded that. I'm like, that sounds really great.
You know what? I wonder if you could do organic, non-GMO popcorn with the like ghee or butter and some sea salt.
Well, the person who ordered the ghee and butter right above it probably poured it on top. Maybe it was the same order.
I know, right?
Oh, how good would that be?
That'd be so good.
Oh,
that would be really good.
You know,
I love your mind turning.
I know. I'm like, how could we make a caramel sauce?
Yeah.
To put on top of that and make it like a sweet popcorn. Ooh. You know how they have that like yummy caramel popcorn?
That would be good.
I bet you could roll it around in coconut sugar.
That's right.
With some ghee on it. Because ghee to me, by the spoonful raw, tastes like butterscotch.
It does, doesn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and
really weird.
Jinkslingers, they came over and brought a caramel sauce.
Oh my goodness.
Was it butterscotch or it was caramel?
It was caramel, wasn't it?
Their book's almost out. We can start making this stuff at home.
I know, right?
But my gosh, it tasted just like caramel and it had ghee in it, so I knew I wasn't crazy.
Yeah, that was so good. Oh, wow. Those Jinkslingers are really, really.
Joy and Jay.
Joy and Jay. Yeah, they are really talented people. They are so talented.
Actually, we have a party coming up. I have to, yes.
Oh, yeah,
that's right. I got invited
right.
to their book release party. I need to put that in my calendar.
That's right. Is that up in L.A. or something?
Up in L.A. in November.
In November.
I'm not going to say where because we don't want to give away their location because people would want to crash it and eat all their food. They're catering the whole thing.
So you know where it's going to be?
And there's star power behind it, I hear.
Really?
We're going to have some celebrities show up, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, they have a lot of celebrity clients, actually. If you go to their site.
Steven Tyler?
Well, I didn't say it.
Well, he's a celebrity and he is a fan of
He
those,
is
right?
a fan. A bunch of them. If you, I don't think their video for Kickstarter's to be seen anywhere, is it anymore? They interview a lot. They have a lot of people that
might be on their website, yeah.
They have a lot of people they cook for and chef for.
Yeah, really?
I would love to meet Steven Tyler.
Really?
Wouldn't that be funny?
It's a good old Steven Tyler.
I would give him a big old sweet sassy molassie in his big old mouth.
You know what? a big kiss. Like you could get one part of his lip.
That's horrible. He has a really big mouth.
He does.
But he's known for that. I mean, it's not like I'm making fun of him.
Par for the course.
Right.
But you know what I would want to know? I would love to sit down with some of those celebrities if they're there. And I want to talk about that whole, what was that thing we were talking about yesterday?
Star whackers. Hollywood star whackers. So what's the deal? We read an article about Randy Quaid.
Dennis Quaid's
brother.
Yeah.
He and his wife, a whole bunch of stuff going on right now. People probably know about them fleeing the country to Canada and trying not to be star whacked. I've never heard that term, have you, until yesterday?
I'd never heard that term until yesterday. Yeah.
Star whackers.
Yeah.
So apparently, from what I gathered, that Hollywood star whackers are like Illuminati-driven people that either kill people stars in Hollywood or poison them slowly or take them out of the scene by creating some sort of a controversy or a slander of their character, make up a blackmailing type situation.
Yeah, maybe get them in tax or take all their money in a business deal or something like that.
So he swears that's what's happening to him. And he was on some morning show. Was it like Good Morning America or one of those? Or where and this is the thing with Randy Quaid though. Like, I didn't know all this was going on with him.
I didn't even know I didn't even know that there was a guy named Randy Quaid.
I love it.
I thought I knew Dennis Quaid.
I think we should rename them the Quaaludes.
The Quaaludes?
What are Quaaludes?
I don't know.
Some drug, right?
Yeah, some drug.
It's not good, but the Quaids. Well, so you never even heard of him. So you thought I was getting his name mixed up with Dennis Quaid, perhaps?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently they make him look like a crazy person. Whether or not he is, I don't know. I think he seems like I kind of believe the story. Yeah. Because I've seen what happens in our world of health and talking to people off the air of like, I mean, and just the recent story of all those poor, horrible doctors getting picked off on the East Coast, holistic doctors being killed, murdered, mysteriously dying. Like, I would not be surprised and think about how much more power a celebrity has. Right. They're in the limelight. So he swears they're not trying to kill him, but he and his wife are running from like this. They're basically all their money's being taken. They're being bankrupt. They're being slandered. They're having stories made up about them so they become arrested. They're having things turned on them. But they picture him in this giant beard, like Dr. Wheel or Weil, whatever his name is. And they make him look like a crazy homeless person.
That's bizarre.
I don't know. Doesn't it seem like they're trying to paint him in a really horrible light?
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to know. Like we watched all these conspiracy videos about it, and the guy's going on and on about how obvious it is that what is it? Dennis Quaid is
Randy Quaid
is being subversed and all this stuff. But I would probably tend to believe more of the conspiracy side, but I don't know. I seriously, it's so hard to know any of this stuff. Who's telling the truth and all that, it's
you do agree though that, like what we were talking about, it is strange that a lot of famous people die in car accidents, plane crashes, shot and killed, disappear, or like tragedies like boating accident. I mean, it is pretty bizarre, right?
Yeah, I have a completely open mind to it. I'm willing to believe the craziest conspiracy theory that's ever been presented on the earth, and I'm willing to not believe that too.
Or off the earth.
Or off the flat earth. Right. But I don't know. It's just weird. I know. I understand what everyone's saying. I guess I would lean towards a conspiracy point of view a little bit on most things, but I don't even know if any of that's true.
I have to be careful because I believe everything. Even I do. I see something and I'm like, well, that's what's going on. Like, but you take it to another level, like the Randy Quaid thing.
You mean I take it to another level, or?
Yeah, you do in a way that's good. Like I can watch something and be completely convinced after watching one documentary that 9/11 was an inside job.
Right.
When you're more like, well, maybe it wasn't. You could also swing it this way, and you're more rational. I'm more like, okay, they're out to do something, poison the well, But sorry, Maggie. But you brought up an interesting point with the Randy Quaid thing, because I was like, oh gosh, it seems to be really, I feel bad for him. And either way, I do feel bad because the guy seems like he has some major issues going on.
Right.
But you went a step further and said, well, what if he's actually hired? He's such a good actor. He's hired by this star whacker Illuminati thing to play this part of acting like this. So it even takes more of the mystery out of like what they do. And it could go so many levels deep. Yeah, because think about like there could be double negative like psychological opera campaigns going on, like where you're trying to hire a guy that sheds light, because we're talking about this like they brought up in that Flat Earth Clues documentary that what NASA likes to do is, like, it's the biggest lie, according to this guy who put out the Flat Earth Clues. It's the biggest lie that people think that the Earth is round, this globe flying in space, right? And so NASA has to constantly put out every few months something relevant, and for people to believe that there's a reason that NASA should exist and all that. And so every now and then they'll put out something like, oh, we found another planet, and they show pictures of this ball in space. Right.
And then
I always think that they have water or a plant.
Yeah.
Plant life might be somewhere, but we're not sure.
And the guy brought up in this documentary that like even the face on Mars was that way, because the subtleties of it are that you assume that there is a planet called Mars. It's round. It's a ball. It's floating somewhere out there in space. And so it gets everyone talking about this purported face on Mars, but what it really does is solidify the belief that there's such a thing as planets.
Right. In the solar system, and that we're part of it, and that every planet's round.
Yeah, and so maybe with this Dennis, I keep saying Dennis Quaid. Is it Randy?
Let's call him Dennis.
Whatever,
Randy
same
Quaid.
guy. Maybe not.
Mr. Quaid.
Mr. Quaid. But, maybe the same thing's going on with him. Maybe he's being hired by the Illuminati to put out this false information to get us all sort of to think about him, and you know what I mean? And
isn't that true what people say about Alex Jones and Jesse Ventura too?
Yeah, they say they're insiders and all this stuff. And
who knows?
Something that I was reading in that book, the Compound Effect, which was a really, really interesting book. Kind of weird, kind of cheesy.
How did you find it?
I found it through, it was actually on, through, who told me about it is Dr. DeWitt.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, Dr. DeWitt.
Is it kind of cheesy?
It's kind of cheesy, yeah, but it's good. It really kind of lets you know about like how to organize your life and if you want to be successful and the things you have to do and stuff. It's really, really good.
Okay.
But I didn't agree with a lot of it because, he's talking about how like if you could just cut out coffee, you start out with like half a cup of coffee and the rest water. And then after that, go down to, a quarter of a cup of coffee and then move to a full cup of decaf and slowly wean yourself off. Or if you drink that wine every day and how, you should, try to slowly taper back and over the course of time, you won't miss it. And I agree with the actual philosophy of how to do that.
Right.
But I'm
wean
like,
yourself off of something.
I don't even like wine, but I'm forcing myself to drink like an ounce or two a day just for the health benefits,
Right.
And I've just started drinking coffee. Like you saw at the beginning of the show, I'm not a coffee guy or a wine guy, but I'm adding this stuff in. So I don't think he really knows what he's talking about in terms of like that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's a little bit cheesy from time to time. Like he says that he and his wife, like every Sunday night at 6:00, they have a meeting and they discuss their wins and their losses in terms of their relationship and their closeness, for the week. And you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. I mean, who's going to do that? I mean, you and I are such good friends. It's like, our talks are so deep. There's no level of disconnect.
You know what's funny though? That is really, to me, I'm kind of like, ooh, yeah. To us, that
doesn't
wouldn't work.
sound fun to me.
But I remember when I brought that up to you years ago when we were living in our old apartment, maybe 3 years after we got married. And I said, wouldn't that be great if once a week we sat down and we talked about like what we could do better, what we could do different. Or
Did you?
Yeah. And you looked at me and you're like, that's not going to happen. Like, that's just, and you laugh like you're laughing now. You're like, that's really cheesy.
Really?
Like, and you didn't want to do it. And I was kind of offended going, okay. But then it was funny what happened with me. I'm like, I went into the space of, okay, what's that actually going to do? We've always had this relationship.
Yeah. We're
so,
really
okay.
lucky.
Yeah. I guess we don't really need to, we communicate a lot. Doors are wide open to communication. We don't seem to have a lot of issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not beating me, which is always good.
Yeah. It's always a plus. I do what I can not to beat you.
That sounds horrible.
I work hard at it.
But I remember you, I know, I'm asking for it. That mouth of mine just gets me into trouble. No, but, honestly, you laughed. You kind of laughed, and then I thought, yeah, for some people that could work, and I don't want to make fun of it, but that kind of stuff seems really kind of hokey sometimes, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, it's just weird. I mean,
not like I don't love relationships and want to have people work on them. Not at all. Not what I'm saying, but it's just funny that they're like, for 17 years at 6:00 on the dot, we'd have a meeting. Like,
it's like date night for him.
Right.
It's like he's got everything scheduled out. Like date night is Sunday evening. And then their weekly talk is before that or after that, and then their family night or family day is before that. And and I understand it because most people
need structure like that.
We're just really lucky and blessed. Like we just happen to get along so great, and it's just I mean, if I were with someone else, maybe it would probably be a really good idea.
Right.
But I just don't feel like for us we need that. But
I just like how you called it cheesy. And then I'm like, well, I actually brought that up a couple of years ago.
Oh.
And you shot me down.
I shot you down.
That is funny.
Well, see, you were on the right path.
What? I was on the right path?
Yeah, because it was probably a good thing to do.
It probably was at the time, but I think we even have more time together now since we're doing this together.
Yeah.
That I feel like we probably don't need that this season in life.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so you like it overall. It's a good book.
Yeah, overall it's a good book. I don't remember why I brought that up. Something to do with that Hollywood. What is it called? Hollywood Star
Star Whacker.
Star Whacker. Yeah, I don't remember why I brought that up.
Shoot, I'm sorry.
No, I got off track.
I like your track.
I tried to. Yeah, I can't find.
Bummer.
That's okay. Hey, really quick before we go, you were talking about this lady. Do you have the lady's name who you want to work with your fibroid? Or with, I'm sorry, not your fibroid. That's
the fibroid. It's not mine.
Yeah.
You mean the lady that I want to hire as a consultant to help me?
Well, she's got that ebook.
Yeah. Okay, let me look her up.
Yeah.
It's on our old laptop. By the way, meet Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn.
This is her name. My new 2-pound MacBook Apple.
Isn't that great?
In gold.
In gold. Now you can do awesome.
You came up with Goldilocks, but I like Goldie Hawn. I think they're both pretty good. Let me, she's on YouTube. It's going to take me a second. Do you want to kind of
no worries.
Hold the show for a sec?
Yeah, no worries. Let's see. What else do I want to get to? Maybe I'll do a quick little email here. Armella writes in, hey, Justin Kate, I'm trying to find out where I can hear your audio podcast on how you overcame your sugar addiction. I've signed up, and when I click the link to listen, it asks for my email, which I give again, and the message says you are already subscribed. I don't know how to access it otherwise. That is on our email success page. So when you go and you sign up, what she's referring to is an audio that I did about how I overcame my sugar addictions. And that's available if you sign up to our newsletter. And when you sign up, what happens is that it says like thank you or something like that. Go check your email. When you go check your email, there's a link for you to click. And then when you click on that link.
So you're just confirming it's you and that you asked for that, I see.
Because otherwise people could sign other people up for email like on some other site, and you can, I could sign you up to 1,000 websites, but if I don't have access to your email. You could
kind of have fun with that one.
Yeah.
I start sending you like pink panty websites.
I know, right?
Man panties.
Man panties.
With frills.
With frills.
Oh gosh, is Kate really wanting me to wear this?
Yeah, this is really strange. I don't really get into that kind of thing.
I think we need to get back into Sunday nights and have an open communication about this.
Yeah. So when you sign up and then when you click on the confirm link in your email, then you get access to that, and you can right click. It's an audio file too. I also want to let other people know too that the Truth About Cancer Summit, by the time this is released, this particular show, it's going to be probably started already. Mm-hmm. But the Truth About Cancer Summit is starting on Tuesday, October 13th. We've had a lot of people ask when it's going to be starting, and you're going to be
also posting that on Facebook and social media stuff to let people know.
Don't miss this summit. It's going to be so awesome. I was talking with Ty on the phone a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me about this story where he got notified of a place in Latvia where they're having incredible success rates with stage 3 and stage 4 cancers. And it's something he had never even heard of before. It's just insane what he's doing there on Truth About Cancer. So you go over there, you can register.
And this is a worldwide, seminar or a summit. No.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Like a telesummit series?
It's like a documentary. He calls it docu-series.
There we go.
But it's worldwide. He went around the world interviewing different people. So
go Ty.
So check that out and send that link to your friends if you can, because everyone needs to hear about at least their options in terms of cancer. But I wanted to say thank you to the last 3 people who've donated via PayPal. Peter Solimosi, Solymosi.
Great name.
Peter Solimosi. Brian Bowman.
Brian Bowman.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brian Bowman.
We're not going to say how much, but Brian is a large contribution and basically pays for one of our big bills. So thank you.
Yeah, so
huge.
So big. And then Silly Bird, our friend Jessica.
I love Silly Bird.
And then also
she's been a constant one for a couple of years.
Yeah, she has.
Thank you, Jessica.
She's really good. And then Jason Brooks too.
Thank you.
He was our patron. He signed up last night.
Oh, yeah, he's our newest.
Yeah.
What do we have him at? $3 an episode.
$3 an episode.
That's huge.
I know, right?
Wow. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Cool.
Super cool. So thank you for that, man. That really, really helps us a lot. Did you find that lady's fibroid?
Dr. Akila.
Dr. Akila.
Dr. Akila L-E-L. I'll write her name in the show notes, but it's AKILAHLEL. And if you look her up on YouTube, she's a naturopathic doctor and a PhD, and she operates a successful wellness center in both Atlanta, Georgia, and Berlin, Germany.
Really?
She has, and this is, that fibroid tumor that I've been challenged with has been really acting up lately, and she seems to be the woman I'm going to try to work with. I've watched some of her how-to videos and things, how to apply castor oil packs, how to decide find out what kind of fibroid you have. I went and got an ultrasound, I think it was last January, and found that I have one called my body has one.
Your body,
called
yeah.
a subserosal fundal fibroid.
Isn't it hard to
distinguish between that?
Yeah,
And watch our languaging.
go into old language patterns?
But little Maggie's rolling on the carpet. Oh, the tail's gone waggy. But she's really interesting, and she gives a lot of hope for a lot of different kinds of fibroids. So the kind that I have is totally shrinkable. So I'm gonna be giving her a call. I'd love to get her on the show if we can.
Yeah, that would be great, right? Did
you find her?
Yeah, I found her website, Dr. Akila L.
Mm-hmm. She's great. She is sassy.
Is she?
Oh, her personality is so cool. I love her.
Really?
She's just a lot of fun. She has a smoking, rockin' hot body. And
Does
she's
she?
like, I don't know how old she is, but if you watch the videos, like where she applies the castor oil pack.
Oh, yeah.
Geez, that woman's got like a 12 pack going on.
Really?
She's awesome.
Wow.
She is
wrong with
just,
that.
she's hot.
Wow.
And she knows her fibroids.
She knows.
Unfortunately, but fortunate for me.
Yeah, right?
And everyone else. So.
That's awesome.
Very
so you're
cool.
going to buy her ebook, or are you going to get her stuff?
I am going to get her stuff. If she I'm going to get her program, and I also would love to consult with her over the phone and have it kind of integrate into other stuff that I'm doing with other naturopaths. And
she says, "Hi, I'm Dr. Akila, naturopathic doctor based in Atlanta, Georgia, and Munich, Germany. My wellness centers are called Celestial Healing Wellness, and
that's right.
And it's full of like-minded people who believe and live the holistic lifestyle. I've created this blog so that my staff and I can share ideas about natural health, in addition to entertaining or educating everyone about natural remedies, wellness, nutrition, emotional health, and living a healthy lifestyle for your body, for your review."
She
That's
rocks.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then there's I don't know if you see that one about someone posted shrinking my fibroids naturally, how I did it with Dr. Akila L. And people giving testimonies about how they did it. So pretty cool.
I see her fibroid shrinking recipes ebook.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Onit.com.
Wish I would have done it years ago, but I've tried numerous things. I've tried all kinds of enzyme therapies. I've tried castor oil, laser. I mean, I've done things, but this thing is like, I have a rather large one.
Right, right.
So I'm just going to keep trying new things till I get it.
That's awesome.
This is going to work.
It is.
Damn it. Am I allowed to say that? It's our show.
Damn it. That's right. You can say it.
Okay. Well, I just said it.
I want to let everyone know too about the Bellicon Rebounder, because they are having free shipping right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
that's right.
If you go to our link,
and when the holidays come in, that keeps a little extra change in your pocket.
I know, right? It's really cool, and if you go to their website, you can see the Bellicon there, and they've got free shipping. And a great warranty. This is really a really great rebounding tool, and it's something that I highly recommend you guys do. We have one. We love it a lot. So this is, in my opinion, it's just the best rebounder. You can watch a video. So go through our link, Extreme
We'll
Health
get
Radio.
Justin to film a video of himself jumping on it in his frilly pink man panties.
Oh, God. Oh, gosh.
Just kidding. Now people really get to
Justin,
see who
my
I
man
am.
panties. Pink with pink frills.
I don't know if that would make it onto YouTube. They might censor it.
That would not be
I'm
good.
just joking, but you do jump on it a lot. It's
do.
really good for us.
Yeah, I do. I jump on it a lot. I jump on it, actually. Haven't done it the last 2 days because we've been having this incredible heat wave, but it's just awesome. It feels like you're jumping on air, this thing. It
really
cool.
does. And it gives you a high when you get off it. You feel like you're kind of floating.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's really cool. And, some people may not be interested in it because they are, doing other types of workouts, but there's not really a type of workout you can do that is going to, how should I say, mimic this particular episode or this exercise. It's because it cleanses the lymphatic system, and it's just really, really great, really awesome. It builds bone densities. It's you can't really do that with other exercises.
We actually got an email in this week, didn't we, from somebody asking they're not able to buy a rebounder.
Oh yeah, gosh.
And they wanted to know if there's some kind of a workout program or a jump rope and things that they could do to get the same effect, but.
Right.
I know you can't get the exact same effect, but
yeah.
I mean, jump roping, you're still probably working your lymph, right? It's just not that complete, every cell in your body being worked out. So
I mean, it's good. Jumping up and down is great, but the problem is you want something you can do for a lifetime.
Right.
And if you're going to jump up and down every day, it's going to be really bad
hard
on your
your
knees,
joints, right?
And your ankles and things. So this thing is like jumping on air.
It is jumping on air.
It's
I love
really
it.
Cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
Free shipping, guys. Check it out.
Free shipping. All right. So is that about it?
That's about it. I heard
We're
a noise
gonna
out there, and it's a tow truck. I want to make sure we weren't getting our car towed.
Oh my gosh.
That's happened once this month.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we got our car towed unfairly, but we just kind of We rolled with it. Because that's who we are now. We roll.
We accept things. Full hippie lifestyle.
It's our next door neighbor. I think his VW van, his old school van broke down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they're...
Bummer.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, there you go. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Let's see what else. Is there anything else to get to at the end here? Let's see. Anything else that we need to get to cover up today's show? Got a lot of listener questions we didn't get to, but we'll get to those next time.
We always say that.
The fibroid. Yeah, I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
For the first video one, I had fun. Did you have fun?
I had fun. It was good.
Did you feel awkward?
A little bit.
It's kind of fun having a video right in your face.
It is weird. Mm-hmm. But, I've been doing video lately a lot on our YouTube channel, which, by the way, people should subscribe to because we're doing tons of stuff there.
Yeah, how do they do that? In case they don't know.
Go to extremehealthradio.com/YouTube, and I'll put that. I should put a link on this page here. But, yeah, I've been doing more videos on YouTube, so I'm comfortable with it. But that's different because you're sort of like talking to the camera, explaining things. But when you're just having a conversation, it's weird because you feel like someone else is looking at you.
I know. And it's like you don't want to make direct eye contact with where you know it would see you full on because that's too weird to like look in the camera and be like.
Yeah, I know, right?
So it's focusing on the conversation in a real way without like being aware. And that's just going to come with time. But I'm glad we're doing this.
I know. It's cool.
It's fun.
Yeah, I like it.
Good job in the studio. I like how it turned out.
Thank you. You like it?
It's awesome.
Good.
Thanks.
All right. So if you'd like to join us on our newsletter list, you can do that. Keep up to date with all of our shows. I highly recommend you sign up and join. You can keep up to date with everything we have going on YouTube, on the website itself, by texting the word Get Healthy to 33444. If you would like to buy that sauna, you can check out our store if you would like to support us. Actually, I'll put a link right here for a way to support our show that doesn't necessarily require money. So I'll put a link right here for that, and you can go there and learn about ways you can support the show that don't require donating or Patreon. But Patreon is a great way to support us too if you can do that. It comes out of your account once a month. So even if you donate $10 a show, $40 a month, it comes out just once. And if you have a Facebook account, you can sign up on there in about 30 seconds. And so there are some people who donate $15 a show, $20, $30 a show. Some people donate 25 cents. So you can donate as little as 1 penny
or
stoked. As much as you want. So yeah, it helps a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, just like our judgment with food, we honestly do not judge what anyone can donate, whatever it is, it just all helps. So it's huge. Yeah,
to me, it's really about the intention because I write people back. We had someone donate, I think like $1. We have quite a few people that donate $1 a month, and I wrote them back, and I'm like, dude, so excited. Thank you for doing this because
it's huge to us.
Yeah, to me, it's about the intention behind what you're doing, and like you want to support good work, and you want to support people that are doing good things, and it's not really about the dollar amount as much as it is about like, supporting things in life that you really believe in.
Right.
And, as we move away from sort of this corporatocracy and all of
good word.
All of the, just the corporate media and all that, there's people like us that are coming in and creating content that are replacing that. But these people like us, we need to live too. So, when you crowdfund and put your energy, like we donated to, the Jinx Slingers. Yeah, recently.
Right. And put your money where your mouth is. Yeah,
and I think it's I don't know. I just think it's cool. It's cool to put energy in good things like that.
I am with you.
Yeah.
Stellman.
Sweet dreams, Stellman.
Sweet dreams, Stellman.
So if you like the show notes to today's show, you can go to extremehealthradio.com/399. We'll put those up. And that's about it, right?
I think that's it. Good times.
Good times, Stellman.
Good times. All right. I don't know if we've ever told that story, but it is really funny. One day we will.
One day we will. Next podcast.
Yeah, next life.
Next lifetime. Who cares? All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we'll catch you guys on the next video episode.
Oh, we'll catch you on the next video
and
episode.
We'll wait for your studio names.
Yeah, can you guys roll those in? Just send us some suggestions. Let's put them in.
Awesome.
It'd be funny to put all the ones we like that we like, and then draw one.
Yeah. Because we're gonna move into a bigger studio too one day, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Outside of the home.
That's right.
Peace out, you guys. Love ya.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We'll catch you guys on the next video.